Flight boss, bitch, for sure. Listen to the mind of Planetary's moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about why we should blame the sun. Now, it's two polar opposites to this. On one totality, speaking to people who may not be consciously aware and trying to learn, I'm going to tell you, you should blame the sun. I mean, not just the sun, the planets in general. And if you are consciously aware, and you have risen to certain levels of degree, I'm going to tell you now you should hold the planets accountable. Now, here's the slight difference, because blaming the planets is for the people who is in certain realms of realities and ran by lower beings and things of that nature that may make you think that they are the enemy, or make you think that this things works, or make you think you should get in this religion for things, or make you think you should oppose this religion for things, or make you think you should be an atheist for things, or make you think you know what I'm saying, just that whole realm of reality of let's get into the level of blaming the planets. This is for those people, you know what I'm saying, blaming them. Now, the people who are consciously aware, I'm saying hold these planets accountable, because you should be a person who already done seen a lot of Archangel Uriel videos, already done seen a lot of other people consciousness, already know about elements, already kind of aware about astrology, so you kind of got a basic concept of how things work in metaphysics and things of that nature. So I'm telling you you should hold the planets accountable if you are still under certain illusions, because I'm talking from the highest consciousness right now. I'm bringing a lot of ninth dimensional shit to the third dimension right now. So I'm trying to get you, I'm getting everybody elevated, no matter what scale you on. You see what I'm saying? So, this is why I say, because I know what I'm bringing here is very new, but this is why I say you must blame or hold the planets accountable also, because people may not understand me by my last video. This is why I say that. Because, alright, let's talk about the sun. The sun is what you're consciously aware of, right? Right? It's how you consciously aware. It brings the light, right? So we can see the action of things, how things act based upon the sun. So apparently, the energy, the vitality that the sun give off, it works, right? It gives off concepts of it works. You can go to science or whatever. They'll tell you how the sunlight, protons, and things of that nature correlate to when it resonates on Earth, and what comes up out of it, like whatever science you could build around it, it works. So it got a working energy to it. So for all my people who like Hebrew Israelites and things of that nature, like, and I don't mean to keep bringing y'all up, man. I love everybody. I love all y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't be fighting individual people. I be fighting spirits. I need y'all to understand that. I'm fighting a higher fight. You see what I'm saying? I'm Archangel Uriel. Now, when you want to talk about, look, people, you want to say they want to detach from the sun. It's even so, no, not detach, but we need to get back to the sun, right? They say that we need to detach from all this and get back to the sun. And you being negligent to a small mechanism, which I'm getting ready to describe to you, because really it's like, it even put you into realms of realities and make you think you need to move away from shit to get closer to the sun, but really you pushing yourself further away from the sun, and you're just trying to follow your inner sun, but you confuse with thinking your inner sun has something to do with the outer sun, and then you in a bunch of realm of realities thinking that it's the same thing when you may not be technically from here. Now look, let's get into it. Now look at, I just broke down the sun. It works. Things, when the light from the sun thing, it works. It brings heat. It works. So go into your life now. Look at everything that works, and then look at things that don't work. But take yourself from this 3D realm. Stop looking at the things that, like, you might look at something that you may not like, but it works. Like, you look at a store down the street that you don't go to. You don't like going to that store, but that store is still in business. So obviously that store doing something that works. You know what I'm saying? So you can have illusions and be ran by other intellectual beings and under the other shit all day. bad and wrong things about something that works, right? And you can have all these ideas of thinking about it, of why you wouldn't do it and why we shouldn't do it. But at the end of the day, you have to realize it works. So when you think about the elites and think about all these things that society and successful people and things of that nature, you'd be like, man, I don't want to be like them. They disgusting, whatever, like that, right? But you have to come to the conclusion that whatever they did worked. In this realm of reality that we in, that we consist things of working. Now, think about Mercury. Thinking, communicating, and analyzing, and things of that nature. And taking the resources from there and using Mercury here on Earth and shit. Right? It works. Venus, would you love, appreciate, value, and how you relate to others and things of that nature, and the energy that Venus gives off, right? When you tap into Venus, you like, it works, right? Now, take yourself and put yourself in this realm of reality, whether it's something you like or not. Let's use the elites, the Illuminati and things of that nature for the elites. Let's look at them for the illuminated light. Look at them for an example. They do a bunch of shit that you came up with all these conclusions based upon how you was raised and who you ran up under as a spiritual roof or a spiritual housing. You know what I'm saying? You got all these realms of realities of what they're doing evil and things of that nature. But what's allowing them to do that? Because whatever they're doing, it must work. That's why you even feel like you have an oppressor. That's why you even feel like you have to point at an enemy. Because what they're doing, it works. And you're in the realm of reality of feeling like you're in the realm of reality that's looking like something is not working. And it's not working for you. And you're trying to create a change for it can work for you. But then once you look at all the obstacles and things you have to do for it to work for you, you see how big the task is. Why is that? See, we're just talking about energy right now. Fuck your way of looking at the energy. Like I said, the energies don't give a fuck how you look at it. Fire, water, earth, air don't give a fuck how you look at it. They just gonna do what it do. So you got to step into the same frequency. And you have to understand, okay, if what I'm doing in my life is not working, and what they're doing is evil or whatever, but it's working, then what the fuck is going on? And if there is a God, then why God letting them do that? See, now you diving into whole wrong concepts because you ran by other illusions and lights. But Archangel Uriel gonna help you. Now check this out. Now, you as a person, you think you're a giving and free-hearted person, right? Now think about it like this. When someone do something for you, you give them a favor, right? So when someone appreciates you, you appreciate them, right? You see what I'm saying? When someone think about you, you think about them, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, that's like a source. That's like a channel. We're channeling each other. So you have to understand these planets is conscious beings the same way you is. So at some point, the beings that's doing things on Earth, that's doing shit that works, look at it like this. Look at their actions, because that's what you're consciously aware of. You're consciously aware of their actions. You can view their actions. You can see how they act. What is they consciously into? What is they seeing? What is their viewpoints on things? What kind of actions did they took to get to where they was at? Right? That's all dealing with the sun. Right? So obviously, this person was channeling a certain area of the sun, or channeling the sun in a certain way that it was able to see something and go in that direction and act on those things. Right? Let's talk about Mercury. Now look at successful people and look at the elites and things. What was on their mind? What was they thinking about? What was they communicating about? What was their social circles? You know what I'm saying? What was their secrecies? What was their thoughts? Let's go to Venus. What did these people love and appreciate? What did they value? What did they relate to? You know what I'm saying? What was they compromising with? Now look at your life. It's a lot of things you're consciously aware that they do that you think is evil. Let's get into the sun, right? Think about Mercury. It's a lot of things that that the shit that you think they into, their social societies, their social network, their small social shit, the way they communicate and network, the way the Mercury is a lot of shit that you wouldn't think you would do. You think that's evil. Your Mercury. Think about Venus. The shit that they love, appreciate, value, and shit that they relate to. They value money. They value, they value power. They value and shit like that. You look at that shit like, that's kind of evil and shit like that, right? But listen, at the end of the day, what they're doing works. You might have been taught what they was doing is evil. You might be in a certain religion, but listen, I'm not saying anything right or wrong, but listen, I'm just trying to get you to understand certain things. Take yourself out of the box of right and wrong and get high consciousness for a second. What they're doing works. So let's get back to my initial title. At some point in time, we have to start blaming the planets if you under a religion or whatever, or we have to start holding the planets accountable if you've risen in consciousness to understand certain things, right? But you're still on the level of not understanding this level of consciousness, right? Here's why I say that. Because this is what you have to understand. At some point, you got to come to the conclusion that the elites or successful people and things of that nature must have seen something or must have been consciously aware of something that allowed them to take certain actions for them to do what they do. AKA, they channeled a part of the sun that the sun liked it, because that's dealing with the sun, what you're consciously aware of, what you can see, your vitality, energy, your actions. So they accessed a part of the sun that the sun liked it. So in the universe, just as a universal law, the more you can do your friction, the more the universe can see you can receive more, you could be more. You see what I'm saying? And if they're giving, and if you give your what you're consciously aware of back to the sun, aka the illusion, aka the agenda on what's there for you already, you go into the sun and come back out as more powerful, but carrying out the agenda of the sun. The more you separate, you don't get no support from the sun, and you think the sun is just dealing with going outside in the heat. No, the sun deals with the light and the illusion. That's aka the whole circumstance and situation that you see. How you even see things. How you even consciously aware of things. The sun go way deeper than just heat and growth on the physical realm. You see what I'm saying? But when we talk about the more and more you don't want to be consciously aware of the things that's actually working, the more and more you're separating yourself, aka you're going to be one of the people who don't want a job. You're going to be one of the people who don't want to align yourself with anything that's in this realm of reality, whatever like that. So things in this realm of reality is not going to be there for you, aka the sun. So you have to become your own source, develop your own light. See, you're separate from the sun, but you made to believe that this sun is you as a projection. They putting you all in this 4D realm of reality type shit, thinking your mind is a chip and you uploading and downloading like a computer. It's all crazy. But no. Once you can become your own source, your own light, you have enough of your own spirit and soul as a collection, aka you get enough followers, enough rotation, you got enough mass, then you end up putting yourself in a circumstance and a situation you don't need the support. And how it would play out in a small mechanism on this 3D realm of reality is you won't need support from jobs. You won't need support from certain people. You won't need support from certain realms of realities. You won't need support from certain illusions and religions and other spiritualities and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Then it start playing out in a cosmic level, to the point that when you become a bigger vessel, which everybody goes through transitions, you may become an asteroid, a planet, a star, whatever like that. You're able to develop your own rotation and go your own cosmic way, to the point that you could travel the cosmos and go somewhere else externally. You see what I'm saying? With all your conscious being inside that external being. Not just internally. It's easy to control yourself, but how much responsibility can you control outwardly also? It's hard, ain't it? You don't want those responsibilities, do you? That goes deep. That's another video. But when we're talking about this concept right now, obviously, they tapped into something of the sun. Now think about Mercury. Obviously, whatever these elites or successful people was thinking about and what was on their mind and their ideas was actually something that worked. So here's what I'm trying to say. You got to come to the conclusion that, to the planet point of view, these beings is doing what the planet likes to do. Because if you're doing what I like to do, I'm going to make you a part of what I'm doing. And I may even want to support what you're doing. And that's just in human nature. So just think about when you channel in a planet. You somewhere thinking like, I ain't gonna do that, but why I ain't receiving no prosperities? Because you ain't accessing the right part of the light. And then you have been made to believe that accessing that part of the light is evil. Meanwhile, the people who are accessing this light can receive more from that planet. They getting all the access from them planets. So obviously, what these elites is loving and appreciating and valuing and relating to, obviously, is what Venus like to love and appreciate and value and relate to. You see what I'm saying? Or Venus wouldn't have gave them all that shit. Wouldn't gave them all that energy to be able to have prosperity and receive pleasures at an instant like that from on the earth rim. You see what I'm saying? Whatever, getting back to the sun, whatever these people was consciously aware of, whatever they seen in their life and line of events and to take action on and to act upon, obviously it was shit that the sun liked to see. And whatever realm of reality that this sun is backed up under. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, because the sun wouldn't allow them for you to be consciously aware of these motherfuckers' actions to be that powerful. So obviously they doing something that the sun like to do. They channeling the sun the way the sun like to be channeled. So while your ass talking about we need to separate from these motherfuckers and get closer to the sun, meanwhile they doing what the fuck the sun like to do. Your ass is somewhere struggling, thinking you need more of the sun, so you struggling in your realm of reality, and in this 3D realm, it's pushing you out, making you think you need to go out naked in nature into the sun. But in a small totality, that's just the sun looking at you like, yeah, I stripped everything away from you, and now you just need me purely. You need me that's basically what it is. Like, the sun is laughing at you. The elites is laughing at you. They like, look at these motherfuckers. They think they gotta move out the country and shit like that to do what? Now that you strip so naked, the sun is looking at it like, you really need me now, nigga. But you looking at it like, oh, I'm in nature. All I'm getting is the sun. When in the sun consciousness mind, the sun looking at it like, nigga, you ain't gonna get no support from my illusion, so all you can get now is just the raw support. All you can get is just the raw support. You ain't gonna get none of the illusion support from me. And then you think, okay, living more raw is the way to go. But really, it's just you putting yourself in a situation where you have to worship even more. So you're not becoming a sun. You're being more separate from the sun, to the point that you have to put your mind state make you think you have to be in a realm of reality or a location that you can even look at the sun face to face with nothing else there that the sun created, aka the illusion that the buildings, the other shit, all this is the sun creation. The sun wanted that to be here. You see what I'm saying? But you stripped yourself from all those illusions because you got into yourself, but you got into yourself with the wrong concept or idea of it. So the sun is just laughing. So now you just stripped yourself from all the illusion of the sun, and now you just put yourself in a situation that you need the sun. But the sun is looking at it like you just put yourself in a situation that you need me from the most rawest, barest nature. When really you can have me in any kind of way you want me. You see what I'm saying? But it's up to you to channel me the right way. But if you choose to channel me in that way, that's on you. But there's examples on earth showing you that if you channel me this way, you can get all of this shit. You can have real power. But you going within yourself don't understand that. You see what I'm saying? So you letting the niggas who is utilizing the sun the way they want to use the way the sun want to be utilized, and you letting them be filters for the sun to control you. This is why it ain't no God, no sun God that's coming to save you, because whatever you think is the enemy or being opposed against is doing whatever you're praying to wanted to do. You have to step into your own power. Do you understand that? You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So when I say you gotta start blaming or holding these planets accountable, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. When I don't be fighting individuals, I'll be fighting spirits, but I'm a motherfucking planet. So my consciousness awareness sometimes I don't even be fighting spirits no more. I don't be fighting. Sometimes I don't even be fighting oversouls, nothing. Niggas, I'll be fighting planets and suns and galaxies and shit and universes. Nigga, I'll be fighting motherfucking solar systems and shit, nigga. Star systems and groupings of stars and merit stars, double stars and star families, star systems, star groupings, star system. That ain't nothing but a system. You got all these star systems. You got 12 star systems here, right? Look at all the systems in the realm of reality you in. You got the education system, political system, you know what I'm saying? And all the stars within them systems organize that system in the way they want that system to be. So if you come from a Pacific star system, some of your structure is organized in the way that star system wants you to be. But you need to realize that star system is a group of stars. Stars are conscious beings, motherfucker. So they doing yin and yangs too. So that's why, nigga, if I'm a specific degree of a sign, your ass is the next degree over. Your ass is another star. Your ass is another aspect. That don't mean I'ma like you. Yeah, we may share the same type of space, aka we share the same type of vibration energy at times, but the way we see it in two different locations, in two different spots. So I don't give a fuck if you 1 degree ahead of me, 1 degree before me, or even a goddamn conjunction. It's still two different goddamn spots. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand that. So, as above, so below. Up there is 2 separate stars. It's a system. And them systems is organized in that way. The fucking Sagittarius system. They organize in their way. Them stars, them motherfuckers like to deal with wisdom. They like to work with Jupiter. They like to work with this planet Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? The planet stars, they trying to become like Jupiter or other planets too. And shit like that. Look, everything appear as a star to you. A sun is like a star, but a planet is a star too. An oversoul is like a star. That's like, you know what I'm saying? You a star. Everything is like a star. A star, see that term is getting overused. You see what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's this level of existences. You know what I'm saying? Same way you a star, it could be a dog. It's dog stars every day. You see people, trainers, train their dogs to race everywhere and shit, like train their animals, train their snakes, train their shit to do this. They stars too. But they in the 3D realm, 3D vessel just like you, but you the highest conscious in that. So just think about it. If you a 5th dimensional being, you a planet, right? There's different conscious realms of reality. You'll be a small dwarf planet, a big large, but that's how 3D dimensional beings just look at it and try to correlate it to themselves. But really, in their conscious awareness, it's gonna appear like some motherfuckers is humans and some motherfuckers is dogs and some motherfuckers is rats and some motherfuckers is shit like that. But in that realm of reality, as all being 5th dimensional vessels. But from us, I don't agree to no terms and conditions, but from y'all in a 3rd dimensional vessel, as a 3rd dimensional vessel as this, right? Dogs, cats, and everything you are consciously aware of that can move, that's in all 3rd dimensional vessels. That's how you see it, right? But from another vessel, from a 4th dimensional vessel, whatever like that, y'all all stars. It's just you have some dwarf stars, some big stars, some small stars. But in your realm of reality, you look at it like humans, cats, dogs, birds, owls. You know what I'm saying? But it's all relative. So when you become a planet, when I say you become a 5th dimensional being or a 4th dimensional being or oversoul, right? When you get into one of those vessels, depending on how low or how high you're vibrating, you may be a human-like being there or a rat or a snake-like being there too. Now, I'm just comparing it to how we look at things here. Everything may be different, but if you compare it to here, that's how you look at it here. So at the highest consciousness beings in the 3D realm is the humans. So this is how a human look here. Low consciousness beings and shit like that, and things that need to vibrate and come here again and take other vessels in this realm, maybe animals and this, that, and third, and bugs and shit like that. Things that's taking 3D inhabitants. So when you become a oversoul as a 4th dimensional being, you could be a bee oversoul, you know what I'm saying? A rat oversoul, you know what I'm saying? A dog oversoul, you know what I'm saying? Once you become a planet, and that's why we got the star constellations and shit. That's the like series. A lot of dogs and shit come from there. and Canis Major and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of their oversouls come from them group of stars and planets and shit like that, and wanted to experience this realm of reality. So when they got birthed, the type of vessels they took was kind of their Elohim only knew how to make it in their way. So as it come in this three-dimensional being, it come in this way. So they share all kind of attributes too. The same way your vessel share attributes, just in lesser forms. Because where they came from, your totality. You know what I'm saying? Because where they came from didn't understand this realm of reality. So the same way like I did my retarded videos, almost like the same way for the animal oversouls and things of that nature. They don't know the correct species to go into. So they go into the species that they resonate with and the frequency that they go by with. So here, to us, it'll appear like a dog. Because the way the Sirius star constellation, the way it appeared to us is the stars from a totality to us, it draw out like a dog. And Canis Major and shit. You know what I'm saying? And Minus Major, it draw out like a dog from our realm of reality. So when that light, and if they want to experience this realm of reality based upon their experience, when it comes to our experience here, right, and how it's going to appear to us and how they're going to form in this realm of reality is how it appeared to us from our location. This is the difference between sidereal, tropical, and western. You know what I'm saying? And all that. And Verde astrology. You know what I'm saying? From our location, you know what I'm saying? That's how it appeared to us. That's how the star appeared to us. So when they experience here, that's how they're going to appear to us. They're going to look like a dog. How your words and shit came up with it, but before we even had names and shit for them. That's how they're going to look to us. How they appear to us. They may appear different in another solar system or something like that based upon that shit. You know what I'm saying? And based upon where they at, that's how they appear. But here, that's how they appear to us. That's how where their solar system at appear to us. The energy that they carry off, that's how we receive their energy. See what I'm saying? So when they got birthed into a realm of reality that they're less experienced in, we're more experienced in this realm of reality. So we have more experiences here, so we can teach them. They're here to learn. So once they learn all the knowledge and shit here, they get elevated here. They can take these kind of vessels. But if you already in this vessel, man, it's time for you to get up out of this. You need to move on. So other beings need this. You know what I'm saying? And you need to move on. You need to stop clinging on where you came from. Shit. You probably was a dog 100 times already. And now that you finally in this, you still act like a bitch. Stop. Stop. And when I say bitch, get out of the realm of realities of thinking I'm talking about a female. I don't think about shit like y'all think about. I'm talking about from where the word translated, which is a female dog, and then the female dog where they're translated from, their motherfucking solar system. So if in this realm of reality, their energy come off as being a bitch, and then you play the role as being a bitch, you could be a male or female as a human. If you came from being a bitch, that's the trait you carrying. You may be a nigga who in some type of religion or some type of theology and like a bitch for that shit. You might be a girl, a woman who don't utilize her power in the right way, right? And instead of elevating, you become a bitch. Stop! We in a time that we need to get out of this vessel. You still clinging on to the last vessel in this vessel. Stop! You be a snake, rat, whatever. Stop! You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is horses. They want to run track all day, run circles all day. Stop running circles around shit. Stop trying to run circles around people. Manipulate. Stop trying to be a horse. Stop trying to fly around and hoover over shit. Go through shit. Stop being a bird. Stop trying to twinkle in everybody's motherfucking ear and tell this person this thing and talk behind this person back and this that. Stop tweeting. That's why they got Twitter for you. Now you being birds in a whole nother realm of reality because you probably was a bird. Stop. Most of y'all don't even know how to be a human. And it's over for that. It's time to be an oversoul. Shit. Fight boss, bitch. Goddamn. Yee.